Hello, class. Well, first of all, I would like to to make an update of where we are and where we are going. This is basically the end of week number 2, in which we're supposed to finish with chapter number 13. Actually, all the mastering and environmental assignments are due this coming Tuesday, which is the last day of January. And this week that is coming tomorrow, we are going to start with the last chapter for module number 1, which is environmental health and toxicology, chapter number 14. Now, you need to be aware that once that we finish this module, the week ahead, we are going to have the first lecture exam in Mastering Environmental Science about module number 1 that comprise 3 chapters, right? Chapter 1 about sustainability, chapter 13 about the urban environment, okay, and the chapter that you guys are going to start to review this coming week, which is environmental health and toxicology, which is chapter 14. Be aware that also this week that is coming, actually tomorrow, January 30, is going to be available in Module 1, the first discussion board. Remember that we're going to have 4 discussion boards. So this is going to be the first one. It's going to be available in that module. So please check module number 1, the discussion that will be active for you guys to work with. Okay, and that discussion is going to be due, as is indicated here, on February 7. Okay, also it is very important that this coming week is the census day. So for this week that is coming, you will be able to see the update of your grades in Blackboard. So make sure that you have been done with all the activities for module number 1 and the ones that are running for this week, because that is the type of information that I'm going to take into account together with the introductory assignments for the census day. So what I'm going to take into account is what is due on Tuesday. On Tuesday is going to be due already this introductory assignment, this assignment for chapter number 1 that was due last week, okay, and the assignments for chapter 13 that will be due this coming Tuesday. So I'm going to take into account your performance on those assignments just to submit the information of the census day that is going to be the first day of February. Okay, the other thing that I would like to comment in this video is about the mapping that I'm doing of the grades that you are getting in your Mastering and Environmental Science and the grades that you are going to be able to see in your Blackboard window in the Grade Center. So the grades that are defined in the Grade Center that you're going to be able to see already defined there are the ones that correspond to module number 1. So in here, for instance, you can see that you have listed all the activities for chapter 1. You have the chapter activity, the quiz, and the dynamic study for chapter number 1. This is coming from my Mastering and Environmental Science. And those are the ones in which you're going to be able to see your grade today, because those one has been past due. Now, next Tuesday, what you are going to see are the grades for chapter 13. I mean, chapter activity, lab activity, the quiz activity for that chapter 13, and then the corresponding dynamic study for that chapter 13, which is topic 23, the urban environment. And so on. When you finish chapter 14, you will see your grades for chapter 14. Now, if you review your syllabus, okay, you will see that in the grading system, all the activities for Mastering and Environmental Science, I mean the homework and the quizzes, they gonna weight 250 points for the 5 modules in which we have activities from Mastering and Environmental Science. Okay, every module, every Mastering and Environmental Science for every module in terms of assignment is going to be 50 points, because we have 5 modules. 50 points times 5 is going to make 250. So for module 1, all the activities of Mastering and Environmental Science should add 50 points. Okay, so in module number 1, we have all those assignments from chapter 1, chapter 13, and chapter 14. In total, between homeworks and quizzes, we have 11 assignments for module number 1. Those 11 assignments, they should add 50 points in your grade book in Blackboard. Okay? So what I did, or what I'm going to do, is for all the assignments that you have in some particular module, I'm going to weight all the assignment with the same amount of points. Because in here, for module 1, we have 11 assignments. If you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, for all of them, each assignment is going to weight 4.56 points. Okay, if you multiply 4.56 times 11, that is going to give you 50 points and a little bit more. So that is an additional credits that I'm giving to you. Okay, but for sure you're gonna have at least 50 points in those ones. So the actual number that you see in Mastering and Environmental Science sometimes is over 100, sometimes is over 90, some other times might be over 80 points. What I do whenever I map those grades into Mastering and Environmental Science, I convert those percentage into the amount of points that every assignment supposed to weight in that particular module. For module 1, every assignment is going to be 4.56 points over the total amount of points that you're going to have all over your course during this semester. Then you can see here at the end that whenever we get done with the first exam or lecture exam, you will have 100 points more in your Blackboard grade center. The other additional ones that you can see here, let me just comment this one is those 5 points are for people who attend one of my tests that I meet with teams. I promise to those of you who were there to help me to check if Teams is working properly or not. I granted all those students with 5 points. This one that you see here, is for the discussion that is going to be due on February 7. But that discussion will be active this week. Okay? And there is another one that is not here. Let me see. Yes, I haven't seen that one in here, which is about your student 4 and also the quiz 4. But that one is available for you guys as well. Okay, that should be there in your grade center. I don't know why it's no, it was not shown here. But whenever you're going to review your grade center, it's going to be there because I graded already. Okay, so what you should be able to see today is just your grade of this one and all the grades that have to do with chapter 1. Then, again, this coming Tuesday will be available all the ones for chapter 13, and then whenever it's going to be due chapter 14, will be available those ones. Okay, that is a comment that I want to make. Let me see in here. Okay, so if you go to Mastering an Environmental Science, you can see that all these activities for chapter number 1 are already past due. Okay, those are those ones. All those activities were due on January 24. The ones for chapter 13, that was the ones that I commented just a few minutes ago, they are due this coming Tuesday, which is the last day of January. And then for chapter 14, which are all these activities, they are going to be due on February the 7th. Then the week ahead, on February 11, or between 9 and 11, you will be able to take your lecture test, the first one for Module 1. Okay, well, this is what I want to tell you about the grades. So in that way, you are going to see, you are going to start to see your performance in Blackboard. And now you are going to be able to understand how I map the grades from Mastering an Environmental Science to Blackboard. Whenever we have Module 1 already done, then you will have all the corresponding grades updated in Blackboard. And so on and so on. When we start working with module number 2, which is with chapter 15 and 16, you will see the corresponding update. Okay, so I will do my best to make the updates every 2 weeks. But really, the most important update that you should check is whenever we are going to be about to finish a specific module. Okay, because that is going to be a very important portion of your grades. But of course, you can check with me what is happening in between. Okay, what else I want to comment about this? Nothing else. This is what I want to mention in this video. This video will be available in your Mastering an Environment, in Blackboard, in this module, Start Here. Okay, in Start Here, at the end, I will include this video. The other thing that I would like to remind you is that for this week, you guys are going to have the first discussion available. Okay, so in here I cannot show you the discussion because it's not available yet. It's going to be available tomorrow. Okay, and also we are going to start this coming week, with chapter 14. So you should be able to have an introductory video sometime tomorrow, okay, about chapter 14. And as I did for chapter 13, that video will be available here in this module that says module videos. If you go there, you have the corresponding one for chapter 1, the corresponding one for chapter 13, and then tomorrow is going to be available at some time, the one that introduced chapter 14. Thank you.